Hey there, friends. I know many of us enter the holiday season with a certain sense of dread or anxiety, and that this time of year can be really difficult. So I wanted to speak to that for a moment and ways in which we can potentially create for ourselves a holiday season or whatever holiday or anniversary might be difficult for us to create the possibility of a bit more peace and a bit more joy. In my family, in the month of September, many years ago, we lost both of my parents. And then a few years after that, we lost my brother in September. So for years, my entire adult life, September has been in my family this month that a lot of us have just dreaded. It's like this, oh man, September again. There's this sense of, just despair and heaviness for a lot of that month. And a bunch of years ago, I encouraged myself not to enter into the month of September committed to this sense of despair, right? Because while I'm in August and September hasn't happened, I actually have no idea how September is going to play out. And if I tell myself that this is going to be a really hard month, this is going to be a really sad month, energetically, I'm setting myself up to have a really hard and really challenging September, when in fact in August, September can be anything. So as we move into the holiday season, if the holidays typically have been for you a time of year where you find yourself saying the holidays suck, New Year's is the worst day of the year, whatever it is, whatever story that you've created around the holidays based on your lived experience and based on certain traumas that might have existed during this time, or based on the very real fact that we tend to miss loved ones who have passed away in a more intense way around the holiday season. All of those things can be true, and we can still enter this time of year knowing that we have no idea how this holiday season is going to be, and understanding that if we go into it really committed to it sucking without it even having existed yet, there's a better chance that it's going to suck. But conversely, if we expand our lens and open ourselves up to the possibility that this holiday season may look different than the past 5 or 10 or 20, that all possibilities are available to us as we enter into this holiday season, not only the possibility of it sucking, then okay, then we're opening ourselves up to creating a different reality, or at least being available to a different reality. I know that if I'm going into the holiday season saying to myself again and again, this is going to suck, this is going to suck, this is the worst time of the year, I am setting myself up for that reality. But I also know if I ask myself questions, if the holiday season is a time of year that's hard for me, and I ask myself questions like, understanding that this time of year has been hard for me for many years, how can I move into this holiday season to set myself up for a little more peace or a little more joy? What choices can I make in these weeks ahead that will allow me to experience more connection in my life, that may allow me to feel a little less lonely or a little less despairing? And we can do all of this without denying a single thing, without bypassing a single emotion. I can make myself available to everything I'm feeling, to the fullness of my heaviness that I might be feeling at this time, while also making myself available to the possibility of more existing, because more always exists. If my lens is focused solely on how despairing I feel during the holidays, then I'm likely to be despairing in the holidays. But if I open my lens to the understanding, well, yeah, this time of year has been really hard and might be really hard again. And what can I do? What other options are there? What choices can I make to create something more? Who do I want to reach out to? What phone dates do I want to set up? Who do I want to invite over? What groups are there online where I feel like, hey, there's an opportunity for deeper connection, right? If we don't ask ourselves these generative questions that invite us to explore other possibilities, we're likely to just move into the holiday season on autopilot. And if your autopilot is set to, I dread the holidays suck, then that's what's likely to come, right? So the invitation here is to make ourselves available to other possibilities. And we can apply this to more than just the holiday season. If Valentine's Day is the holiday that's really hard for you and you tend to feel lonely or rejected, and you know that that's the case, ask yourself questions. What can I do this Valentine's Day that might allow me to feel a bit more connected? What choices can I make to set myself up for a day with more peace and more joy? And then get creative in those answers and see what you can find for yourself. The point of this is to be more intentional, to understand that we can get ourselves off of autopilot, to know that even if for 30 years the holidays have sucked, we still have no idea what's ahead for these holidays. So we don't have to mire ourselves in this locked notion that the holidays are always awful, when in fact they haven't even arrived yet. And we have power to create for ourselves new possibilities all the time. So if you feel inclined, write down some ideas moving into these holidays or moving into whatever holiday or anniversary it is for you that's most challenging. Write some ideas down that you can create, that you can open yourself up to new possibilities and be intentional about fostering them. Don't just wait for stuff to happen, right? If we wait for stuff to happen, maybe it'll happen, but most likely it won't. But if we're intentional and active in creating what it is we want to happen, there's a much better chance. And also, maybe this holiday season will suck again. Who knows? But it's not written in stone. It hasn't arrived. It's coming. It's here. So maybe write a different story. If we're locking ourselves into stories that don't serve us, for me, that's always an opportunity to start playing with different stories that might create for myself a different possibility. So I send y'all so much love, extra love to those of you for whom the holidays tend to be a really hard time, and anyone who's grieving the loss of a loved one and for whom this holiday season will be the first time you're without them. I know that pain. It is it's hard and it's painful, and again, we can be with that grief in a really real way, while also maintaining an openness to joy and peace and connection. We're expansive, energetic beings, and we can hold a lot. So we don't have to stay so focused on what isn't feeling good. We can feel it and also make ourselves available to what might feel better at the same time. All right, sending you all so much love. And yeah, I'll see you soon. All right, big love.